So I came across this on Facebook, would you believe? Oldham Police, GMP. So I'm guessing that's Greater Manchester. And think about the wording of this. Continuing Hate Crime Awareness Week. PCSO Tariq and PCSO Mahbub. Huh? Yeah, okay. Have today held, think about the wording of this, have today held an event at the Co-op in Shaw, engaging with customers and offering support and advice. Yeah. I mean, yet again, it's just this reinforcement of the idea that by default, most Brits are racist. Yeah. And that people from other ethnicities are here to change that. Yes? Seriously. I would argue we really haven't been a racist nation or island or whatever you want to describe it as. I mean, we're not racist. We really aren't. Yeah. And it's good to see. I mean, I looked at the thumbs up aspect, and by far, a country mile, 1,800k laughy faces. The next is 116 thumbs up. Seriously. 39 angry faces and 8 loves. And because more and more people by the day are realizing we are being, in every aspect, devalued as a society. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about it, in recent past about, they've shut down police stations. And you hear this drumbeat more and more of hubs and interactions with like supermarkets, etc. Things are being diluted by the day now, and even in previous decades. I mean, I noticed the change. Certainly in Scotland, they suddenly created something that they were police, but they weren't police. They didn't have the power of arrest and all the rest of it. And most of them were volunteers. And I seem to remember that at some point in the late 80s, because a mate of mine at the time who was Scottish amateur super heavyweight boxing champion, a guy called Lee Maxwell, lost touch over time, but because he did some of that, yeah. But I mean, when you look at Scotland as an example, to the time in college at a place called Tillyallen, it's something like 11 weeks, 11, 12 weeks, right? It's next to nothing. And, the counter to that one is ongoing training, all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. And I've certainly quoted, I'm sure it was somewhere like, I think, Norway. It's a degree course to get into the police, right? And at least a number of years involved in it. And then in that, you would argue successfully, I would say, a better grasp of the law that you're quoting as you're, stopping people in the streets or doing whatever you're doing, yeah? But this further dilution of the police by people who aren't really truly police, apparently they do get paid now. Somewhere it says, like, they don't have the powers of arrest, etc., but they have got powers can give fixed penalty notices, demand personal details from individuals engaging in antisocial behaviour, and confiscate alcohol from minors. It's still, all of it is a dilution, right? And this. I mean, you see the picture in the background. Obviously, this is nothing related to them, but, a co-op, which is, their emphasis is on collectivism, pay a pound, own a share, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at their bread, it's quite literally sterilising, because even their bread's got, so much of a percent of soy flour, etc. I mean, it's bought and paid for like the rest, but the naivety of so many people. But, it's the bigger detail. But this comment, I thought, was just, well, mind you, that was quite hilarious as well. Is this a Little Britain sketch? And it's true. Look at them. Well. I mean, it looks like some kind of nursery or, feeling thirsty, would you like a drink? All this child stuff in the background and all the rest of it. Meanwhile, self-service, you're quite literally working for companies for fuck all. Meanwhile, can we check and verify your bags? Polite way of saying, And it is this corporate merging. Yeah, the dilution of what actually worked for example, in the UK in regards to police. Very well, up to a point. And this ongoing delusion. But this comment, there's a particular inquiry going on right now that's very relevant to this topic. Everyone should follow it closely to see how our police forces really deal with hate crime. Now, the inference is on the rape gangs. Absolutely. And somebody's reply, what a magnificent post. Yeah, another one, covered up by the government and the police and going on in all Labour Council backyards. I mean, you know, it's nice to see more people are starting to look at the detail and go, what is this all about? Where are we going? Anyway, your thoughts? A thumb up or two? A share if you care. And if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't yet, please do. And I'll speak to you soon.